Hello everyone and welcome to the class. My name is Audrey and today's reading lesson will be about reading. So we're not just going to talk generally about reading. The article specifically is about the difference between reading literature and reading things like magazines or things online. Okay, so in just a moment, as soon as everybody goes ahead and joins, we will get started with our introductions and then our article. And I just want to say, if you have been in my classes in the past few times that I've had them, I apologize. I may have had some technical problems there, but hopefully everything will be okay today and no problems. Okay, welcome Giovanni. How are you?
Hi, Audrey. Pretty good. Thanks. You.
Great. Nice to see you today.
And yes, I was one of the people who was waiting for you last time.
Yes, last weekend. Yes, because I think I was in the middle of a class and I had some problems with my internet and it just would not come up. So I apologize.
No, don't worry. I'm your first follower, so to be honest, I was afraid that something wrong happened to you.
But, well, I appreciate the care.
Okay. I hope that you are well now.
Yes, everything's okay. And I've posted the link in the chat, but I'm not sure if the chat is working today. Can you see it in the chat?
Yes, yes. There are some problems on the chat.
Okay, yeah, it seems like there might be a few problems on this end, some problems with the Hangout. But let's see, we have Thuy. Welcome, Thuy. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
Great, nice to see you. And where are you from?
I'm from Vietnam.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and start with the class and see if anybody joins us, but that's okay. So let me go ahead and put the screen up. You can follow on your own screen or you can watch here. Okay, so the title of this article is Reading Literature Makes Us Smarter and Nicer. But the key here is that it says literature. So not just reading in general, but that maybe there's a difference between reading and reading literature. Okay, so before we start, what are your ideas about the topic of the article? Do you think there's a difference between reading literature and reading maybe magazines or articles on the internet?
Maybe I think that, okay, literature is a hard subject to learn, and but I think that literature can help you to use your brain more than current affairs articles, and because there are some words that are difficult to understand, you have to understand the meaning, and I think it's a sort of calculation in some way. Yes, I think so.
Okay, yeah, interesting. Let's welcome our two new students who've come. Ravi, welcome. How are you? Oh no, he's just left us. Maybe he'll join us again. Okay, we also have Dushyant.
Yes, this is Dushyant Thakur.
Okay, great. How are you?
I'm fine.
And where are you from?
I'm from India.
Perfect.
For the very first time on Verbling.
Oh, excellent. Welcome to Verbling. It's nice to have you in your first class.
Thank you.
Okay, great. So I'll ask you, Dushyant. This
Yes.
topic is about reading literature and how literature is different from reading anything. So what do you think the differences are?
Uh, I think reading literature is particularly about something. Literature is very good for increasing somebody's vocabulary, but reading on internet, it's more smarter. One can know about new things, current things going on, and on the internet there are many articles also. So
Hmm.
and many people these days are more they do read more articles on internet in spite of going on through big books, reading books.
Right, right.
This is what I
So
think.
yeah, and I think that's a good point that there are different advantages to both.
Yes.
And Floyd, do you have any opinion before we start?
Uh, Opinion, if I would say, literature is a very good thing because when for literature, when one will read, his vocabulary will improve more. He will come across new and difficult words,
Mm-hmm.
so that he can use them. He will try to find out. He will do R&D with these words. That's why they can improve their knowledge and they can add new words to their vocabulary.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Uh,
excellent. So let's go ahead and get started with the article. And of course, there will always be time to discuss as we're reading. So we'll start. We've read the title. Let's go to the first paragraph. Giovanni, would you read it for us?
Yes, of course. So, Gregory Curie, a professor of philosophy at the University of Nottingham, recently argued. Uh, okay, just a second. Okay, okay. Recently argued in the New York Times that we ought not to claim that literature improves us as people because there is no compelling evidence that suggests that people are morally or socially better for reading Tolstoy or other great books.
Okay, great. The only pronunciation correction is this word ought. Ought.
Ought.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, everything else was great. Any questions before we talk about that?
no.
No? Crystal
Okay,
clear?
everything's okay? Perfect. So, based on this information in the paragraph and the title of the article, do you think that the author agrees with this professor?
I think that there is a sort of cultural fight between Gregory Curie and New York Times. No, New York Times. Okay, this is just a theory that was explained by Gregory Curie on New York Times, and I don't know. I to express my idea, but this is interesting because okay, reading Tolstoy is really difficult because uh, he used a lot of ancient words in their books, and that all the books are difficult to understand, even though they are considered to be bestsellers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my opinion.
Right. And you said that you saw this as just a theory by Gregory Curry. And that's true because if you think of the article's title, it says reading literature can make us smarter and nicer. And this theory says there's no compelling evidence that suggests people are morally or socially better. So this theory is against what the author is trying to prove or trying to say. This is an alternate theory.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next section. And we have Raphael, welcome. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Excellent. Nice to see you. And where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Brazil, from Rio de Janeiro.
Okay, perfect. So would you read for us the next section?
Okay. Uh, Actually, there is such evidence. Raymond Moore, a psychologist at York University in Canada, and Keith Otley, a professor of cognitive psychology at the University of Toronto, report in studies published in 2006 and 2009 that individuals who often read fiction appear to be better able to understand other people's empathy with them and view the world from their perspective.
Okay, great. Two words. The first one is psychology. Psychology.
Psychology.
Perfect.
Okay.
So that P is not pronounced, just psychology. Okay, and next we have empathize.
Emphasize.
Okay, great. Empathize.
Emphasize.
So, this is the alternate theory and the one that the author is supporting, that reading this literature, and you can see here the people who read this literature appear to be better able to understand people, empathize with them, and view the world from their perspective. So it's a different kind of advantage that literature has. Okay, questions there from that paragraph?
No.
Okay, anybody else want to make a comment? I think it's
Yeah.
interesting. Go
Yes,
ahead.
I was thinking about this paragraph, and I I partially agree with this professor, because I think that people who are learned, who are high study, who have high study, I think that it's more likely that they are they understand other people, that empathize with them and view the world from their perspective. I mean that if you have a high studies, um, besides, regardless, if you read literature, you could have more. It could be more. Uh, um, you could be more emphatic with people and view the world from their perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't know if I clear understood.
Mm-hmm. I think what you're saying is that it's not the reading that makes them that way, but um, the reason is that they're more educated and.
Yes, in other words, it depends on more. It depends on the grade of studies you have. I mean that no matter if you read literature, because
Mm-hmm.
literature don't make you nicer or smarter. It's just it depends on the level of study you have.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the fact that besides your nature, because you can be a selfish people, selfish man or selfish girl, but okay, if you are selfish and you have a high studies, okay, you are not an empathize. It depends on so many factors.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. Okay, yeah. Any other comments about that? Okay, let's go to the next section. Thor, would you read it for us? Are you there? Thor? Thor Lai?
Yeah,
Yes.
Seedling persisted even after your researchers factor in your possibility that more impacted individuals might choose to read more novels. A 2010 study by Marr found similar results in young children. The more stories they had read to them, the keener their theory of mind, or mental model of other people's intention.
Okay, great. Just this word up here, empathetic. Empathetic.
Empathetic. Okay.
Right. Okay, good. So this first sentence is talking just about, or to something similar that Giovanni was saying. So this link persisted even after the researchers factored in the possibility that more empathetic individuals might choose to read. So this is kind of what you're talking about, that it's more likely that these educated people who already have more empathy might choose to read more novels. Okay, so the scientists are thinking about that, and they're trying to factor that in to their study.
Okay.
Okay, other questions or comments?
No. No.
Okay, let's go next to this paragraph. Dushan?
Okay. Deep reading, as opposed to the often superficial reading we do on the web, is an endangered practice, one we ought to take steps to preserve, as we would a historic building or a significant work of art. It dis- its disappearance would imperil the intellectual and emotional development of generations growing up online, as well as the perpetuation of a critical part of our culture.
Okay, great. I think there's a couple more lines there on the next page.
Okay, the novels, poems, and other kind of literature that can be appreciated only by readers whose brains quite literally have been trained to apprehend them.
Okay, good. Just this word here, endangered.
What does it mean?
Endangered?
Yes.
Something that is in danger. So if you think of like an endangered animal, it could be an animal that's in danger of extinction.
Okay.
So by saying an endangered practice, it's something that might disappear.
Yes.
It's in danger of disappearing. Okay. Other questions about the vocab in this paragraph, in this section?
Yes, there's the word imperial. It's the disappearance word imperial. What does it mean?
It's imperil.
Imperil. Sorry.
No problem. And it's similar to endanger. It's to be in danger, to put in danger. If you've heard of the word peril, peril is another word that's similar to danger. Okay. So its disappearance would imperil or put in danger the intellectual and emotional development.
Yeah. Okay. Clear. Thank you.
Good questions. Other questions?
The other word in the same paragraph, preputation.
Perpetuation.
Perpetuation, yes. What does this word mean?
Perpetuation means to continue on and on. So it says, as well as the perpetuation of a critical part of our culture. So perpetuation means the continuation.
Okay. Thank you.
Good questions. Any other questions?
I don't understand what does it mean.
The whole paragraph?
Yeah. Deep reading as opposed to often superficial reading. What?
Okay, so it's comparing the two types of reading, and they call them deep reading and superficial reading. Deep reading is when you're reading a rich text, maybe like a long book of literature. And superficial reading would be like reading on the web, reading on the internet, or reading a magazine.
Okay.
So it's comparing those two types of reading, deep reading or literature versus superficial reading, internet reading or magazines or picture captions, things like this.
Great.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. Let's go down to the next. And Giovanni, would you read it for us?
Yes, of course. Recent research in cognitive science, psychology, and neuroscience has demonstrated that deep reading, slow, immersive, rich in sensory details and emotional and moral complexity, is a distinctive experience, different in kind from the mere decoding of words. Another one?
If you wish.
Yes, okay. Although deep reading does not, strictly speaking, require a conventional book, the built-in limits of the printed page are uniquely conducive to the deep reading experience. A book's lack of hyperlinks, for example, frees the reader from making decisions. Should I click on this link or not? Allowing her to remain fully immersed in the narrative.
Okay. This is what?
No, I was thinking that this is very, very interesting.
Oh, okay. As long as it's so you're understanding.
Sorry?
Okay.
So you're understanding well the article.
Yes.
Okay, very good. One pronunciation correction: this word uniquely. Uniquely.
Uniquely.
Okay, great.
What does this conducive mean?
Conducive. So it says let me see where it is. The limits of the printed page are uniquely conducive, or something that leads to another.
Yes.
So the limits on the printed page lead to this deep reading experience. Okay?
Okay.
Any other questions? There were some large words, other large words in this section if anybody had questions about them.
Immersed wasn't.
Right, it means, okay, fully immersed in the narrative. So to be
Yes.
immersed is to be completely surrounded by something, or like you're inside of it.
Okay.
So if the reader doesn't have to make decisions, she can be completely inside the book, like in a whole nother world.
Yeah. I was thinking about the simple word mere, that it means simple, right? Different in kind from the mere decoding of words. Am I right?
Right. Right.
Mere.
Mere or like simple.
I do like this adjective. Mere. But there is the adverb merely, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So merely could be simply or only.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, good. Any other questions?
Okay. Another word that is worthy of note is hyperlinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
hyperlink is just when when we are reading an article on internet and there is a link that could lead you to another internet page. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And for example,
So they're kind of suggesting that this difference of hyperlinks is significant when you're talking about the difference between literature and reading something online. So when you're reading something online, you might see dozens of hyperlinks or links all over the page, and you have to constantly be making decisions. Do I want to click here or here or here?
yeah.
But in a book, you have no decisions. All you have to do is keep reading the page, and maybe that doesn't distract you, or it distracts you less.
Yes, it's just like when you are using the remote control at watching television, okay? Because if you have the remote control, you can you can zap, okay? But if you are concentrating on the same subject, you are more concentrated, and you can learn more than okay, than have the possibility, the chance to change okay, the subject that you are learning. Am I right?
Right, right. Very similar. So you have that, even if you're not changing the channel, just the possibility of changing or the idea of changing the channel might affect your ability to focus.
Yes. Maybe it's not good to have a remote control because okay, maybe because we are I'm getting fatter and fatter because of a remote control. And
So you need to stand up and walk around?
yes, I have to stand up and change the channel, and I remain stuck on my sofa with my remote control and a beer in the other hand. Okay.
I see.
Okay. Let's
Okay,
do this
very
one.
good. Any other questions in this section? Then let's go down to the next. And Raphael, or is it Rafael? Would you read the next one?
Okay. Um, that immersion is supported by the way the brain handles language rich in detail, allusion, and metaphor, by creating a mental representation that draws on the same brain regions that will be active if the scene were unfolding in real life. The emotional situations and moral dilemmas that are the stuff of literature are also vigorous exercise for the brain, propelling us inside the heads of fictional characters and even studies suggest increasing our real-life capacity for empathy.
Okay, very good. Just make sure you pronounce all the syllables in this word right here, representation.
Okay, representation.
Perfect. Okay, everything else was great. Did you have any questions, Rafael, while you were reading through this?
Well, let's see. No, no, I understand.
Okay, very good. Any other questions or comments?
I was thinking about the sentence if the scene were unfolding in real life. In this context, I think that the verb unfold is related to not completely discovered. Am I right?
Yes, it can be, but in this specific case, it means more like happening.
Okay.
So it says if the scene were unfolding or happening in real life. So
Okay.
it could be something that is happening that, like you said, you're not sure about, or that is kind of you're discovering it, but we can translate it more or more usefully into happening in this case.
Okay. Thank you, teacher.
Mm-hmm. Other questions?
Vigorous. Vigorous. What does this
Vigorous,
one mean?
right. Does anybody know what it means, vigorous?
Strong
Mm-hmm.
exercise.
Right. Very strong or very, if you have to exert a lot of energy or give a lot of energy,
Yeah.
that might be vigorous.
It comes from Latin.
So there must be some similar word in Italian.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Other questions? Okay, let's go next to Zoe. Would you read it for us?
Sorry. None of this is likely to happen when we're scrolling through TMZ. Although we call the activity by the same name, the deep reading of books and the information-driven reading we do on the web are very different, both in the experience they produce and in the capacities they develop. A growing body of evidence suggests that online reading may be less nurturing and less satisfying even for the digital natives for whom it is so familiar.
Okay, great. We have this word here, engaging. Engaging. Okay, great. So it says online reading may be less engaging and less satisfying.
What does it mean? What does it mean? Maybe challenging. Engaging.
Yeah. Could be challenging. When you're engaged, it means you're in something, or
you have a girlfriend.
You what?
You have a girlfriend when you are engaged.
That's another meaning of engaged.
Yeah. Yes.
But in this case, to be engaging means to have to use your mind, to have to be in that situation.
Just another question. I didn't understand the acronym TMZ. What does it mean?
Right, TMZ.
Yes.
TMZ is a magazine, and it's like a trash magazine, like celebrity gossip and things like this.
Oh my God.
It's online. It's a website, online website.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you can see it online too. So it says none of this is likely to happen when we're scrolling through TMZ, either online or otherwise. TMZ is this place full of celebrity gossip.
Yes. In this case, it's better that we can read The Miserable by Victor Hugo than TMZ.
Exactly. Perfect. So that's the point of the author, that this is not maybe a waste of time to read this.
Yeah, it's a real waste of time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Other questions?
No.
Let's see, in the last sentence, or in the last line, it says, even for the digital natives for whom it is so familiar. What does it mean, digital natives?
It means that you are not accustomed to read books, but you spend a lot of your time on internet. And,
right.
Especially the new generation.
Right. So maybe those who are older might not be native in the digital world, but this new generation is, we might consider a digital native.
Yes, my son, for example, was born in digital era, you know, and maybe in the other era. Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's go to the next one here, and we'll go to Giovanni. Would you read it for us?
Yes, of course. Okay. Last month, for example, Britain's National Literacy Trust released the results of a study of 34,910 young people aged 8 to 16. Researchers reported that 39% of children and teens read daily using electronic devices, but only 28% read printed materials every day. Those who read only on screen were 3 times less likely to say they enjoy reading very much, and a third less likely to have a favorite book. The study the study also found that young... Can you scroll, please?
Sure.
Okay. The study also found that young people who read daily only on screen were nearly 2 times less likely to be above average readers than those who read daily in print or both in print and on screen. This is terrible.
Why? Why do you say this?
This is terrible because we have to read more, but not on internet. We have to read paper. We have to
Mhm.
read on the paper because
Mhm.
this practice is endangered, and it's really sad.
Mhm.
What do you think about?
Yeah, well, I think it's maybe hard to accept because we think that, oh, any kind of reading is good. As long as I'm reading that it's then it's good.
Yeah,
And maybe this article suggests, and this is just one side. Remember that there are multiple sides to this issue. But
yeah,
this article suggests that it depends on how you're reading, not just on screen, not just magazines, but literature and paper books.
yes.
Okay.
Any
Questions,
remarks?
anybody?
Any remarks? Any remarks on my pronunciation, please?
It was very good. I didn't hear any errors while you were reading through that.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Questions from anybody else?
No, no, no question.
Okay, great. Then, Rafael, would you read the next one for us?
Okay. To understand why we should concern about how young people read and not just whether they read at all. It helps to know something about the way the ability to read evolved. Human beings were never born to read, notes Marianne Wolf, director of the Center for Reading and Language Research at Tufts University.
Okay, great. And I think that's an interesting idea. Human beings were never born to read.
Oh my
Just
God, this is
what do you say about that?
a sort of curse for me, bad words for me, because it's strange. I can become a scientist if I okay, everybody can become a scientist if they are saying a quotation like that, because I don't think that the human beings. I completely disagree about this quotation. Human beings were never born to read, because human beings are were born to learn, to understand, to be active in life, to
Hmm.
and reading is a great practice, and it's sad. It's really sad because it's not true. It's not true.
Okay,
What do you
what?
think about?
Well, let's see what our other classmates think about this statement.
Yes, yes.
Rafael, what do you think about this statement? Human beings were never born to read.
I disagree too, because we're not born to sing, to dance, and today we do
Yeah,
it all.
Hmm.
I agree
Okay.
with you. I agree with you, my Brazilian friend.
And Thor, what do you think?
I think it's just maybe it's right for other people who like reading too much.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
so there are some people who maybe read too much. It is possible.
and I think reading is just a part of the life. We have many activities to do in life, and for example, is do exercise, go out traveling, many things, not just reading. So I think the sentence is not right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. Let's continue. I think the next paragraph is going to explain a little bit more about what she meant by that sentence. Would you read it for us, Thoi?
Yeah. Unlike the ability to understand and produce spoken language, which under normal circumstances will unfold according to a program dictated by our brains. The ability to read must be painstakingly acquired by each individual. The reading skills we construct are recruited from structure in the brain that evolved for other purposes, and these circuits can be feeble or they can be robust depending on how often and how vigorously we use them.
Okay, very good. Let me point out a couple words. The first one is this right here in the middle, genes, our genes.
Genes.
Okay, and that's like our DNA. And in the next line it says painstakingly.
Pain, painstakingly.
Right, good, painstakingly. Okay, so questions from that section.
Yes. What does it mean painstakingly?
Right, so it says the ability to read must be painstakingly acquired by each individual. It means something that's difficult or tedious. It's not easy, and
Okay.
it's different for each person.
It's painful.
Pain.
Right.
You can speak again. Painstaking means
Painstakingly.
painstakingly means
Right. It means something difficult, or you can say painful, but usually it doesn't mean literally painful. So some process which is painful or difficult, complicated.
Another word is recruited. We construct are recruited.
Okay, yeah. So the reading circuits we construct are recruited from structures in the brain. So if you recruit somebody or you recruit a person into a job, it means you
Higher.
gather them or
Higher.
hire them. Right.
Okay.
So to recruit structures of the brain is very similar. You're hiring, theoretically or metaphorically, different parts or structures of the brain to do a specific job.
Okay. Another word is feeble.
Okay, feeble is like weak.
Weak. The
Mm-hmm.
contrary of strong, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So they can be feeble or they can be robust. Robust, another word for strong.
Strong.
So weak or strong.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay, great question. So just to summarize, because this paragraph might be kind of complicated, they're here explaining what that person meant by humans were not made to read or born to read. So they're not just saying that reading is bad. They're saying that in our genes, in our genetic makeup, we don't have a specific place for reading. So we have to take places that might have been used for other things, for other purposes, and use them to help us read. Okay, so basically saying that the process is unnatural. Even if it's good for us, it's unnatural. So what do you think about that? Do you still disagree?
Yes, of course. Because, like I said before, I think that human beings were born to be active, and even I think that even reading is just a way to be active, and because we have to learn from the nature, we have to learn from other people, and if other people write books, we have to read these books, because this is the human being culture, and but I agree with you when you say that it's unnatural, because it could be a
What does it
real.
mean reading skills?
Circuits?
Reading skill.
Hmm.
What
Right,
does
circuits. So a
circuit?
circuit, if you're talking about an electronic circuit, you can kind of think of it as the same thing. So a circuit would be something that starts at one place and continues going around. So it has different parts that make up one continuous process. So the reading circuits would be different things, different parts in the brain that help us to read. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions or comments? Okay, let's go next to Giovanni. Would you read this one?
Okay. Okay. The deep reader protected. Okay. The deep reader, protected from distractions and attuned to the nuances of language, enters a state that psychologist Victor Nell, in a study of the psychology of pleasure reading, likens to hypnotic trance. Nell found that when readers are enjoying the experience the most, the pace of the reading actually slows. The combination of fast, fluent decoding of words and slow, unhurried progress on the page gives deep readers time to enrich their reading with reflection, analysis, and their own memories and opinions. It gives them time to establish an intimate relationship with the author, that two of them engage in extended and ardent conversation like people falling in love. I completely agree. I completely agree with yes, because I'm a chain reader, and yes, I felt the same feeling in the past, but not literature. Okay, just books, just ordinary books. But I completely agree with this psychologist. Let me take note of this name, Victor Nell. Okay.
So this kind of relationship that you form with the author, you think is what you agree with?
Yes, I agree, because okay, I used to read in the past a lot of books, many books, and sometimes when I found a great book, I felt the same feeling. I mean, there was a sort of complicity between me and the author of the book. For example, talking about famous book. Okay, my favorite book is The Grandfather by Mario Puzo. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever heard about this book?
I've heard about it, but I've never read it.
Yes, and it talks about the mafia in United States of America. And there is a famous movie with Marlon Brando and Al Pacino and other. Okay, but okay, when I first read this book,
I think you've been muted, Giovanni.
okay, I took just 1 day to read it, because it was so.
What?
Thank you, Wang Zong, but that you are deactivated my audio. Thank
One
you.
song don't like you, man.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. So funny.
Go ahead, Giovanni. We would love to listen.
Yes. Yes. And yes. and like I was saying, there was a sort of intimacy between you and the author. And am I right? Am I right? And okay, this is for my classmate. Are you a chain reader just like me, or not? Do you like reading books? My Brazilian friend, please reply.
Oh, sorry. No, I don't read many books. Only the technical books.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
The book for my profession.
Yes, but I suggest you to read more because it could be very, very interesting.
Oh, yes. I read much, but I read online.
Oh my God! No, no, no! You have
So
to read that.
you're doing everything that the article says is wrong, Rafael.
Yes, yes.
But do you agree with the article, or do you think that it's good to read online?
I agree.
Who are talking? Who are talking?
You,
What's that?
Who are
you are
talking?
you are talking.
Giovanni or Huazong or Rafael?
Do you agree with
just
me?
then? Just then it was Rafael that was talking.
What? Who are talking? I can't hear.
Oh my God!
Can you hear now?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. And you, do you like to read? Do you read a lot?
Oh, I like to read, but not too much. I prefer to do exercise better.
To what?
To do exercise.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so that's where your idea comes from, that reading can be good, but not too much reading. You have to get out and do other things.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Any questions while we're going through that? Oh, I had some corrections for you, Giovanni.
Yes, yes, please.
This word right here likens to a hypnotic. Hypnotic.
Yes, it's not hypnotic.
Right,
Hypnotic.
hypnotic.
But there is another word, hybrid cat, for example, that starts with okay. It's different in pronunciation. Am I right?
Right. Exactly. So that is pronounced hybrid, and this is
Okay.
hypnotic.
Okay. And the other one, please.
Okay, the other one was unhurried. Unhurried.
Hannah hurried. Okay, can you repeat, please?
Sure, unhurried.
Unhurried. Okay.
At the end of the sound, it's D or D or it's
a D sound. Unhurried.
Unhurried. Okay.
Unhurried.
Great.
Unhurried.
Okay. Good. Any other questions or comments there?
No.
Okay, let's go next
Crystal
to Rafael. Would you read the next one for us?
Okay. Moment. This is not reading as many young people are coming to know it. They read is pragmatic and instrumental. The difference between what literary critic Frank Kermode calls carnal reading and spiritual reading. If we allow our offspring to believe carnal reading is all that it is. If we don't open the door to spiritual reading through an early insistence on discipline and practice, we will have cheated them of an enjoyable, even ecstatic experience they would not otherwise encounter.
Okay, great. I just wanted to point out this. When you have an E at the end, a lot of times, most of the times, it's silent. So it should be discipline.
Okay, discipline.
And then this word should be practice.
Okay.
Okay, so that E is silent on the end there. Everything else was good. Questions here?
What does it mean? Carnal reading or spiritual reading?
Right, so again, we have these two types of reading, carnal and spiritual. So carnal is a word that we use to refer to the flesh or the world. So the opposite of spiritual. So we have worldly reading, or maybe you might think of, throughout the article we've talked about the internet and magazines and things that aren't deep reading. And on the other side, we have the spiritual reading, which is something that's good for your soul, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a word is offspring.
Offspring. So,
Yes.
so what does it mean, offspring? Does anybody know?
No,
Is
I don't know.
the end of spring?
No. But good guess. Okay, offspring means children.
Okay.
Oh yes, it's true. My God, I'm going to commit suicide. Okay,
But I like Raphael's definition. That's good too.
yeah.
Right. So if we allow our offspring or our children to believe, carnal reading is
Yes.
all there. So again, we're talking about the next generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other questions? We'll stop here. There's a little bit more of the article, so if you would like to continue reading it, I'll post it again in the chat. Sorry?
Ecstatic.
Ecstatic is a feeling that's usually really exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Excitedly
Just like-
happy.
Just like bliss.
Mm-hmm. But ecstatic is even more. You're almost crazy with excitement.
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay, so again, we'll stop there, but I hope that it made you think about reading, those of you who don't read, and I'm guilty too. I don't read that much either. Just
Naughty teacher.
No, I wasn't supposed to tell. But we can see that maybe it's something to think about. Maybe we think of literature as a waste of time because it's not giving us knowledge, but maybe there is something extra there that we get from this deep or spiritual reading. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the class. I hope you enjoyed
thank you so much.
expressing your opinions. No problem. And I hope to see you all soon, okay?
Great lesson, teacher.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye bye.
Bye.